So this is a video from, technically this is Officer Brandon Tatum, but this is his channel, but he was on, he's one of the many affiliates with the Candace Owens show, surprise, and they also have Will Witt on here, everyone's favorite e-boy, and this is a video called "This War on Police Needs to Stop." So it's a panel of like Daily Wire paid crisis actors on the right. That's what we're gonna call. Wow, my fucking god, that's loud. No wonder I had it keyed up for later. Candace Owens is a crisis actor. Debate me.
I don't know if the world is becoming more insane or if I am just becoming increasingly more sane than I've ever been.
Have you ever heard a more insane thing? I don't know if the world's becoming more insane or I'm just becoming more sane. What? That's insane. That's a thing insane people say. What? That's the most insane thing anyone's ever said. That's so funny, dude. Wait, you're not crazy. It's me. Wait. I'm so sane. The person who tried to make social autopsy like true.
But here to help me break down the most important topics and stories of the week that are facing our great nation.
Oh, she's not very good at this job, is she?
Unforgettable author of Beaten Black and Blue, Brandon Tatum.
Being a black cop in an America under siege. He's not a black cop. He's an ex-cop. He is not currently a cop.
Okay, I don't know where to start, so we'll just jump right into the crazy. I feel like I remember a
Is this like low resolution? What's going on here? 720p. Oh, here we go. Let's do 1080.
time for maybe the last 2 years when every single conservative and Republican was saying this war on police being waged by the media and Democrats.
I don't like how her rings are not central on her fingers, which is why I don't wear rings, because that would bother me.
And the defund the police movement was very obviously going to lead to an increase in crime in inner cities. And lo and behold,
part of his announcement is also ensuring there's specific guidance to communities across the country to ensure that they have funding to get more community police around the country. Something that was supported by the American Jobs Plan that was voted into law by Democrats just a couple of months ago.
Boo! We don't need more police. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's say you have a body because you're a human being. Odds are you have a body. In whatever way it's configured. You may not even have a whole body. You may have, like, maybe you lost a finger or something in a grilled cheese accident. Sorry if you're watching on YouTube. You don't have no context for this. You know, but you have a human body. So imagine you had a human body, as you do, and imagine every time you I don't know what's an equivalent every time you sat on a very specific chair in your house, you got a tumor. Okay? Every time you sat on a chair in your house, you got a tumor. Okay? Now, you're gonna just ban sitting? You're gonna attack sitting? Well, that doesn't really make sense. Sometimes you gotta sit down, right? You can't just have people come in and make sure you don't sit, because you do have to sit. Sitting is part of your life. At times you can't stand. At all times you can't lay down. At all times, sometimes you gotta be in between. Sometimes you gotta sit, right? We can't have people coming in the house and just being like, "Hey, if you sit, you're gonna get a tumor." What if? Hear me out. What if we got rid of the tumor chair instead? Huh? If there was a tumor chair in your house, I don't think you'd sit on it very often. Huh? That's pretty interesting, right? So what if we got rid of the reason the tumors were happening rather than making sure someone doesn't get a tumor after the fact? Similarly, in a less fun way, what if you address the reasons there are crimes rather than just penalizing people that do crimes all the time? Now, there's certain crimes, of course, that you can penalize. Absolutely. I get it. We don't want lawlessness. Nobody wants lawlessness in the way that we mean lawlessness. We don't want chaos. We want to get along with everybody. We want a pretty homeopathic, no, that's not the word, homogenous, I guess. We want kind of a homogenous community, not in demographics, but in like lifestyle. We want sort of to just vibe, man. We just kind of want to be together and sort of mix a little emulsion of humanity, you know what I mean? So why don't we get rid of the reason people do crimes? And why do people do crimes? There's a small majority of crimes that are done from passion and stuff like that, and there's a small amount of crimes that are done from, I mean, you were here earlier. There's a small amount of crimes that are done from, mental illness and stuff like that, and there's sometimes you just can't stop a crime. Crime's going to happen from time to time. But most crime is property crime, right? Most crime is either property crime or drugs. Or some other kind of, loophole to make money, basically. It's capitalism. The cause of crime is pretty much capitalism. Do you think crime would go up or go down if everybody had... I'm just gonna ban you, dude. You suck. Fucking loser. No, Dark Imp, you should pride yourself in being part of chat. Sex work should be illegal. See, the fact that that's a crime, right? You're just trying to live, and you may enjoy it, you may not, but it's irrespective, because you don't necessarily have to like your job, but nothing you do seems to be immoral or unethical, right? All you're trying to do is make money, feed yourself, have a good life, and enjoy your experience day to day. Just trying to vibe. So instead of getting rid of, or started shoving police into people's communities, how about we shove, I don't know, food and shelter and healthcare into communities? Let's try it.
Some might say that the other party was for defunding the police. I'll let others say that, but that's a piece.
How is that insanity, dude?
I'm trying to comprehend just lying with a straight face like that. It's weird. It's like nobody can believe it. Even if you're the most radical Democrat, if you're just a radical leftist, you know that Republicans are the party of law and order and have done everything that we possibly can to stop this defund the police movement.
So the defund the police movement is not a Democrat thing. It's a leftist thing. And it's a broader idea about, how do we want to live day to day in our lives. And I think if you sat down anybody, without mentioning defunding the police, if you sat down a Republican with me, probably not in the corn suit, I'll wear flannel so they feel very comfortable. If I sat down with a Republican and had a discussion, and they didn't know my political point of view, and they were just like, man, what do you think the most ideal sort of like living situation in America would be? I think we'd agree on most things before he knew my policy decisions, right? Like basically the idea of everybody is that like irrespective of your politics, pretty much. Now, fascists are kind of apart from this; they don't really count. But most people want to have a good home that's stable and like they enjoy it. In whatever way that is. It doesn't have to be a static home. Your home could be a car. Your home could be, today's B&B because you're on a walkabout or something. You know what I mean? Traveling. But just to be stable in wherever you're staying, right? So shelter. I think most people want to be able to be healthy. Healthcare. Both preventative and, responsive, I guess. Most people want to be able to enjoy time with their families more than they work. UBI would help this. Higher wages would help this because you wouldn't have to work overtime and stuff. Most people want to pursue something that they get fulfilled in, or whether it is their job or outside of their job. Maybe it's a garden, maybe it's working on a car, maybe it's playing basketball, maybe it's working on art or something. People just have like different things. And then most people at the end of the day want to eat, like want to make sure that they have food. I think those like 5 things are pretty much pillars. There's like minutia within them, like what specific food, how is family life good, what is my job, what's my shelter like, stuff like that. And then I think probably a 6th thing would be able to be, have mobility to change vocations, without, worrying about survival. I think those things are pretty universal. Unfortunately, I must interact with people tomorrow, so I need to sleep. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thanks, Money. Appreciate you and all the support. Come back. We're glad to have you. It's just one of those things where I think most people's human experience boils down to I just want to be happy, right? And so how do we get to happy? I don't think that even Republicans think having more police just around and interacting with us makes us happier. I don't know a Republican that likes police. They like them policing over there, away. You know what I mean? But they don't like to interact with police. Like, do they go like, "Oh, officer, thank you for protecting my community. I was in fact speeding. I was going too fast. You saved our community from my reckless behavior, and I appreciate the job that you're doing." Fuck no. Nobody fucking likes that shit. Are you kidding me? Cops suck. They're not college educated, and for some reason they're not elected, and for some reason they have more authority over us than pretty much any other person on the planet. We give cops the literal ability to murder us. Does that sound like freedom? Does that sound like a thing that any of us want? Why? I agree that we need law enforcement to some degree. I agree that we need people to be there that can respond to violent events, people that can be there that sometimes you need force to maintain peace, but that's not what the police do. The police exacerbate the problem with like a fucking arms race. They militarize, and so it just turns into the community needs to arm themselves against them, and there's an antagonistic relationship between them. And it's like the fact that that's spreading into white communities that are typically historically not negatively affected by police as much, especially after like that initial sort of like the Irish sort of immigration, the Ellis Island sort of white people immigration, but they were like, it took till 2nd generation when they were considered, Americans or whatever. But white people, for the most part, don't typically have like a systemic issue with police. We have like generational issues sometimes. But even now, like most white people I talk to, they don't fuck with the police at all because they suck, right? Community defense is how I would do it. Absolutely. And you could call that police, you can call it cops, whatever. But if you don't live in this community, I don't think you should be able to police me. At least it's not in the way that we, I'm not saying if I fucking take somebody hostage, yeah, send law enforcement. I'm a bad guy. That's fine. If I'm assaulting people or hurting people in some way, yeah. But I mean like I don't have a relationship with you. It's antagonistic. You're going to pull a gun. You have no empathy for me. I have no empathy for you in the reverse. Like cops' jobs are not easy. I don't think any leftist thinks that cops still have an easy job. I think that we all understand that due to the difficulties of that job, it makes cops really bad at their job. And it's terribly inefficient. I don't know. I could wax forever about this. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing on. Wager Roads, thanks for 50 biddies. Wait till the eviction moratorium ends. Oh, yeah. Massive homelessness.
Eric Swalwell said the same thing, that Republicans were against the police. And you can tell by that video that she has never talked to a police officer in her life. I just went on a ride-along in South Central LA, and I talked to real police officers who are working in one of the worst neighborhoods in the United States, and all they can tell me is about how bad it's gotten since they've cut the budget, and they have less resources, and how there's more crime, more shootings, more prostitution.
Prostitution? Can we not put shootings near prostitution? Look. Shooting happens in both situations, though, but one's a load and the other one's a bullet, okay? I think maybe prostitution is fine. Can we stop pretending that prostitution is a big deal? You know what the biggest deal about prostitution is? That it's not regulated. That it's criminalized. Right? Think about if sex workers had like a regulatory body to protect them. Sex workers need protections like that. It's not safe because it's fucking illegal. Like, it could be so much safer. You could have places where, oh, here's the brothel. Why do you think brothels exist? Like, there's demand for them. I can't believe capitalists get this one wrong. I genuinely can't. Oh, it's about supply and demand. Well, here's the supply and there's the demand. Just an untapped fucking pointless thing. Like, what? I also think if Republican losers and I-words had a little bit of place to express themselves sexually in a safe way, that maybe they'd be fucking better people, dude. Maybe they would. Sometimes little baby boy brains need the touch of a lover to even if purchased for the evening or the hour, need a little physical touch. It's not a bad thing to want that. It's not a bad thing. I have been very lucky in that I have found people I'm compatible with, but not everybody's that lucky. Sometimes the area you're in is just not good, and I mean, it feels good to be with somebody. That's okay. I have no fucking problem with that. And I think a lot of these people that have big fucking problems should just be like fine with it. I'm available for services. I don't think you can solicit in my Twitch chat, even if that's dead serious. So I'm gonna ask that you go like, maybe I'm available for services. I don't know if we can actually let you do that, but that's fine. I think. If I had an OnlyFans, which I don't have, only Cobbs, I actually can't pimp it on Twitch. In Minecraft, I wish I was that lucky. Well, I'm also just fucking awesome, so being awesome and I fuck. It's okay.
Because there are less.
What a good dog whistle for I'm available for fuck. I'm available for fuck. That's for sure. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of doing fuck. Chat. Just so you guys know. Big fan.
Police. This is exactly what happens when you defund the police. Everything gets worse.
Let's just look at one more big liar on this. I want to get to Joy Behar because it's incredible. I think this is.
Who says the sentence, I want to get to Joy Behar? Imagine how fucking, like, the actual fucking state of your life to utter the words, I really want to get to Joy Behar. That's depressing, dude. That is absolutely fucking depressing.
This is really quite fascinating. Let's see what she has to say about this.
Every president since Clinton inherited basically a declining crime rate, and then it continued to decline until Trump came along, because Trump presided over the greatest crime rise in modern American history. The murder rate shot up 26%, and mass shootings spiked. Hate crime spiked more than 20% during his presidency. Now, I don't want to lay the whole thing at his feet, but he did create 4 years normalizing crime.
This is incredible. And here's the best part. She keeps looking off to the side like she's reading a teleprompter. Like
she's reading the statistics.
It's almost like they just decided on messaging and all of them got the message overnight. And it's like, we're just going to say, okay, it's the Republicans. We got caught. So let's just blame the Republicans.
Am I dumb? Violent crime did rise under Trump, though. But it happened. Am I stupid? Like that's just what the stats are. And I'm not surprised. Whether you like Trump or not, you have to agree that he incited a lot of people's anger. Like, that's kind of why you voted for him. Right? Like, when Trump got elected, people were like, I'm glad that you don't fucking like it. Fuck you. Fuck your feelings. It's like, that's fine. But people are mad. And so, of course, crime's going to increase. Not to mention, COVID obviously is going to have an effect on this. So I believe that Joe Biden is also inheriting a high crime rate. I mean, racial tensions were ridiculous. You had fucking race riots. You had, Black Lives Matter shit going on, George Floyd the whole time. Not to dismiss that, obviously. You know, if you're here, you understand that we support that. I mean, you had the Antifa stuff, and like all of these protests against a shitty government. Yeah, I mean, definitely it went up for sure.
Has there ever been a president that was more pro-police than Donald Trump? Yes.
More pro-police? Teddy Roosevelt.
Crimes rose because you guys supported the George Floyd nonsense. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah. My God, I want to scream.
Do it, bitch.
Listening to these people who are either the most evil or the dumbest people on planet Earth, they know for a fact that they were yelling, defund the police, dismantle the police. They've seen the decline in law enforcement. They've seen people walk off the police department. They've seen morale go to the tanks.
That's fine. Good. I mean, when I don't think if you're a police officer, you get to feel real good about your status in the eyes of American people. Sorry, dude. You're one of the oppressive forces in people's lives. No one likes you. You chose that. Sorry, dude. Get a new job. You know what's really fun? Cooking grilled cheeses. Try that out. Might like it. Grilled cheese food truck.
And that has directly resulted in crime going out of the roof. Now the people are yelling at them and they want their heads now because their communities are destroyed. And then they want to pivot and say this had everything to do with Donald Trump. There is a...
What? It had a lot to do with Donald Trump. How do you ignore the racial tension sparked by Donald Trump's presidency? Just because you and Candace Owens were like, I liked him, doesn't mean there wasn't like clearly animosity there. You can even think that those people are incorrect. You can think that people are dumb for being upset at Donald Trump for inciting race, like politics. You could think that's stupid. It's not, but you can think it. And it can still be true that all of those things like happened. And that they have like those real feelings exist. I don't know how to, like, it's so weird. It's so weird to deny like an obvious thing like that.
Here. And I feel like they want to eradicate local law enforcement so they can make law enforcement in this country federalized.
Of course. No. Nobody wants federal police. No, especially no leftists. What do you mean federal police? I don't want federal police. Absolutely fucking not. No. I don't want to... Why do they think we want nationalized police? Has anyone said that ever? Of course. What do you mean, of course? What leftist has ever said that? They have no idea who they're talking to. Yet again. They don't fuck the feds. Absolutely. Sorry, federal officer responsible for watching this stream every weekend. Hope you're learning some stuff. Fuck federal police. That's a terrible idea. We want community police. Specifically community police. And not necessarily police, but we want law enforcement, right? And not really just law enforcement. There's like a broader issue. A lot of people bring up domestic violence or like child abuse situations. You don't need a fucking guy that did 2 years at a community college and could run the mile in 9 minutes or whatever they need to do with a gun to handle that. No, you need a social worker. That kind of thing working on. Yes, sometimes you do need guy with gun that ran the mile good. Not always. Pretty rarely, in fact. You don't need it at a traffic stop, that's for fucking sure. Like, how do I gift a sub to the federal agent that does surveillance over the stream? I think you gotta gift a sub to Nightbot. I think that's just the only way.
So when they come for you and say you better put a mask on, local police don't have to abide by that, but if it was federalized, they will. When they come for you, senile
We don't want federalized police.
Joe Biden want to take away magazines from the AR, they're going to enforce those things federally. And so it's a bigger agenda. They've been caught. They're trying to pivot messaging now, but their ultimate goal is still the same.
Not mine. Never been my goal, ever.
Do you think, just in your perspectives, that people are waking up to it? Like, do you think anybody's buying that? Do you think there's somebody, like, nodding their head watching Joy Behar, like, yes, that is right. Trump was against the police. I almost forgot.
Joy Behar did not say that Donald Trump was against the police. At least not in the clip they showed. Did she? Joy Behar said crime went up under Trump. These are different things. Saying that you're laying it at his feet means that not his position on policing, his position on other shit. That he's a bad person that incited people and made them uncomfortable and made people's living situations worse, which made their anxieties higher, which means crime goes up when you have people's economic futures unstable. Because capitalism. Like, what? What fucking world is Candace Owens in?
Well, I don't think that people are going to wake up
Who's this fucking guy?
to it on their own, but we do have to go into these communities. People
Who is this?
are aware of what this is have to go into these communities, have to put words to it, have to call CRT racism, have to call defunding the police abuse of minority communities, and speak up in local politics, because people don't actually just, like, most people just want to get on with their lives.
I already said that.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? They need to be told.
100%, I agree with you. They change language.
They literally don't know what fucking leftists are, dude. They don't know.
You know, Black Lives Matter. Had nothing to do with Black Lives. Nope. Planned Parenthood has nothing to do with you planning your parenthood. It has nothing. It's destroying parenthood.
Planned Parenthood quite literally does help you plan parenthood. The services involved with of course, they don't know what Planned Parenthood offers. Like, they do abortions, which means that you can plan your parenthood, of course. But they also do other stuff, like helping people do parenthood correctly. You know what I mean? Like what? They don't just destroy parenthood. There's all sorts of things that you could do. A lot of women's health care goes through there. It's ridiculous. Like, mammograms, pap smears, stuff like that. It's a clinic. It's a health place.
And the same thing when they talk about police and the way they treat police.
Even if they only did abortions, though, the name is not a misnomer.
They're trying to change the narrative and pivot, but we got to hold them to the fire. No, we have to.
I'll debate you anytime, Brandon Tatum. Hold me to the fire, Brandon. I will turn into delicious grilled corn on the cob. Hold me to the fire, Brandon. I dare you. He won't. He's too big anyway. He's got millions of subscribers, dude. I'm just too small beans for him, man. Too small beans.
To remember, we have to call them out. When you guys were defunding the police, when Lori Dirtyfoot, I call her Dirtyfoot, Lori Dirtyfoot was out there saying that the police are the problem. All of these people, no, we're not going to let you forget this.
Who's that? Who is he talking about? You say Lauren or Laura Dirtyfoot? What's that mean?
You can't live it down. You're not going to blame it on Trump. We're going to blame it on you guys. We're going to call it for what it is. CRT is racist. Defunding the police has caused your communities to hit
Lori
rock bottom.
Lightfoot?
We're not going to let you go, because if we let them go, they're going to, in 10
The
years from
mayor
now,
of Chicago.
the whole history is going to change, and they're going to say, no, we were the party supporting the police. Look, we introduced community policing, federalized community policing.
Right.
Federalized community policing. I don't want federal police. I don't think any leftist wants federal police. Never heard of it. Never heard one leftist in the world, especially in this country. Like, maybe if we're the size of, like, Maine, sure, that's fine. But, like, even then, kind of not fine. It's like having stadies in your communities. Yeah, that's not really how it works. Federalized community, yeah, you're damn right. Leftists famously love the FBI. Definitely. We're big FBI lovers. Yep. What's with the weird-ass nicknames righties do? I don't know what that's about. I think it's because they're not funny, and they can only do puns. So they go like, what if instead of Bill Clinton, what if I called him Bill Clint out? Ooh, got him. Got him. Hillary? Wow, that's pretty bad. Kirk W. See, that's another Kirk W. It needs to happen. Kirk W. When a right-winger tells a bad name. Or a bad joke, not bad name. I read the word name.